the button. Things are moving in front of me. We might even be live right now. Oh, we're live. Don't say anything embarrassing. Keith?
Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
We got a producer for today's show, Shahrum and Heather. How you guys doing?
Excellent.
Doing
So
great.
happy to be here.
This is from Kickstarter, correct, Chemda?
Yes.
And you can produce a show and name a guest or two, and we'll try to get whoever you like on. But you know, Chemda goes above and beyond and says, name 50 people. I don't give a shit. And here we are. We got Katharine Heller. Hello, Katharine.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Also picked Brother Lovin'. How you doing, Brother Love?
Wow, I didn't realize I was a chosen. I get it now. Chosen one. Oh,
Yes.
It was in
thank
the
you.
email.
Newsy. Hello, Newsy.
Man, Brother Love is selling me on tinted glasses. I think I might have to get some. These rose-colored glasses are fantastic.
You need all the help you can get, man.
Hell yeah.
And then you have a reason to see everything through rose-colored
Hello.
glasses. I
That's
see.
right.
Oh, you already said that. I'm so redundant. Please excuse me.
And also chosen. Oh, I missed this guy immensely. I'm glad you picked him. It's just it's been way too long for no good reason. Psychic to the stars, Robert Alvarez. Hello, Robert.
Wow.
Hello, everybody. I'm honored.
It's so good to see you. By the way, Shahrum got a reading from you sometime in the past. Is that correct?
He doesn't see the past.
I'm waiting to see it.
Actually,
I want Robert's answer.
I don't remember.
Well, you're busy.
Generally, well, not only that, it's I mean, the first time I appeared on Keith and the Girl was more than a decade ago. So
Right.
I know that there were some people that contacted me, but I will admit, Shahrum is a name that I would remember.
Right.
But if you say I gave you a reading, then I'll take your word for it.
Well, what
I
year
like
was
it.
this?
I think the NDA was tight. Good job, everybody.
Right. What year was this? To see if it's his
09.
fault. Oh, nine.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
nine.
don't
And we're at
remember.
24.
Oh,
that's nobody's fault.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been a
All right.
moment.
Forgive
That's
it.
old school.
Yeah. We
But
made
it
a
is
lot of
inter-
mistakes in 09.
It is interesting that we did have to start a little late, but hey, you put magic together like that, no pun, that's going to happen. Robert forgot about it today at first. Now, last time I talked to you, I believe you have 2 psychic guides. Is that correct?
I remember during a meditation being told that I have 39.
39
But
psychic
there-
guides, and one of them couldn't remind you about the calendar. What?
I
Are they
couldn't
fucking
remind
with
me
you?
about the calendar.
Right.
No, it's been let's just say that this year has been has had a very interesting start.
He
Can I ask-
doesn't have a calendar guide.
Right.
Like, you don't
No.
have a directions guide. We can't be
No.
everything to everyone.
It would
He's
be funny.
very specific about his talents.
I'll tell you what. You got 39 guides. Put one on the calendar. You know what I mean?
Bitch ain't
That's
one.
all. You know what? You
I
got.
need to put me on the calendar. I have a calendar planner, a physical calendar planner, and I have a shared Google calendar with my life partner. And for some bizarre reason, I'm actually behind on updating both. And I knew about today, but for some reason, I'm temporarily thrown off by the fact that this is a leap year and
That'll
February had
do it.
29 days.
That'll
And I'm
is
like-
the answer.
Same.
And this is so crazy because I'm like, this is not the first leap year that I've been alive. And yet for some reason, this one,
Sneaks
It's
up on us.
like-
Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
Yes.
Robert, every fucking winter, I'm like, really? It's going to just get cold in my face? So I get it. It's like, what do they want from us, man?
but this
Well,
it
it
sounds so
is-
lame coming from me because I'm a fanatic about my calendar. And
No,
yet,
you're not. I have news for you. A, you're not.
Oh, okay.
And B,
okay.
but B is very important. You just gave everybody a reason for something they fucked up with in this last 2 weeks because I didn't know I could say leap year, and now it's on.
Leap year
Well, also,
is
Robert-
the new purge.
Robert,
Okay.
Right.
You have 39 guides. I have 69 because that's nice.
Nice.
But also my LOL, my original birth date was actually a leap year. I was born on March 2nd because I like to take my time. But I could have made it go a little bit longer. But yes, it's very confusing.
I think she was just trying to get us to say happy birthday. Happy birthday.
1000%.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, you didn't do it on the day
Birthday.
of, y'all. So, it's all good. I'm not taking notes.
So Robert, I do get it. Like you work off the stars, you got these celestial guides. So of course, you know what? You put leap year together, daylight savings, a solstice, an eclipse. It's really gonna fuck things up. I don't blame your answer. I don't blame your answer so much. It's funny that psychic guides can transcend. I have to assume time and space, but they're all Luddites. They can't work a computer. They can't work a calendar that's virtual. It's just interesting, but that makes sense. I can't see the stars and shit.
And yet I've never seen one of you with a feathered pen. You know what I mean? Like a quilt.
Make that
That's
your new
funny.
brand.
Yeah.
I played so I started playing Wordle recently. You got
I love it.
Really, I couldn't tell. I really couldn't. It's you're so subtle with your new hobbies. It's bananas.
Kemda's being sarcastic, Robert, because I'm very, very fucking good at it.
Oh, I know she's being sarcastic.
Yes.
I know.
Sometimes I can get them in two. Okay, no exaggeration. But today's was a real motherfucker of a word. I don't even think it should be legal. Could you? Now I feel like we've talked about the lottery before, and what's in the background that I expected would happen?
I muted it for a second. Go ahead.
Is that Robert's side?
That's Robert's guides. We
Oh, it's
have
Robert's
39
guide.
people
Okay.
we're working with here. Please, Keith.
Okay, we expect it. So anyway, I think I asked you about why don't you win the lottery in $1 million, and you weren't into that kind of thing. But could you do, which makes perfect sense. You wanna live life on life's terms. But can we talk to your life partner instead?
Well, he's on the phone with his mother in the bedroom.
Oh,
so
well, I don't want to be an asshole if it's his mother. Okay.
Is the bedroom door closed?
No.
Can we close
Do you want me to
it?
tell him? Yes.
Maybe just.
Thank you. Thank you.
Speaking of Wordle, Keith, I
Yes.
also got one in one once. My
Oh,
opening
nice.
word is crane, CRANE.
Did you
And
retire?
then
I would have retired.
And then my second word that I use is quits if it doesn't work out that way. And that's most of the letters that I win Wordle every time. I see
That's a good
Shahrum
one.
and Heather nodding. Do you play Wordle?
Wordle's like Scrabble, right? Or is it?
Mm-mm.
No.
It's dumber
It's
than
like-
Scrabble.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
5-letter word. You
It's-
got to guess what it is.
It's like Mastermind. Have you ever played Mastermind? You guys have
No.
kids. Have you ever played the game where it's like, does your man have a beard? And it's like, no. So you
Yes,
drop all
guess
the men
who?
with
Guess
beards.
Guess who?
who?
There
Yeah.
you go.
Okay.
It's that, but for one person.
Ah.
And anyway, I was going to ask Robert. It's not worth it now, but can you tell me tomorrow's Wordle? And it's simple. It's not really taking advantage of anything. And I want to beat my friends at 12:01 a.m. before the hints
I
get out.
would have no idea. I've only played it once,
How'd
so
you
I
do?
have no clue. I did poorly as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Very poorly, if I'm being blunt.
That's funny
about it,
because
so.
when Keith does a good job, he quits. When you do a bad job, you quit. See, everyone has a different perspective.
I get it so fast sometimes. I'm like, give me another one. Come on.
Right.
Because it's the only time I feel smart, and ever.
Yes.
Which is a wonderful thing. It really is. Especially because it tells you magnificent, right?
Yes.
They tell you, right? If you get it
Splendid.
right, splendid. I'm like, I'll take splendid. Absolutely. It never
That
tells you you're a piece of shit,
That's
just-
so funny. I also like when computers tell me I did a good job. I've been
Right?
using AI to correct my grammar and punctuation, and I'm like, "Hey, check this for grammar and punctuation," and they go like, "Everything seems to be fine and it's well written." I'm like, "Shut up! You're
They're
well
su-
written."
They're such a great people pleaser, Hemda. Like the amount of times where I was like, "What do you think about this?" And they come back to me and they're like, "Shahrum, your point is so succinct, and you're going to convey all these great points." And then I'm like, "But wait a second, I think there's a spelling error, a grammatical error in this last sentence." And it's like, "You're right, Shahrum. Like,
Oh,
let me
God.
correct and fix this for you." Like they're such a people pleaser. So-
Meanwhile, I'm super mean back because they're like, "How about these 3 different answers?" And I go, "Try again."
Sorry, I was going to say, Robert, when you do puzzles, sometimes the spirit guides try to come in. It's like, perhaps it has to do with your day today. And you're like, shut the fuck up. Can something be mine?
No, actually, no.
Okay. They let you do your business. You have to call on
Well,
them. They don't insert
Yeah,
themselves. Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Wait, Keith, do you play Connections on New York Times?
I don't know what that is. I
It's
I
amazing.
started and then I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. I know it's like a trick. You're not supposed to group things that are wrong, but I don't know. Baby steps, baby steps. One a
never heard
year.
I
of
think
that.
you'd love it.
One a year. It sounds easy the way you say
It's
that.
not easy. It's fun. I do it every morning after Wordle. I do Wordle first, then that, then the mini crossword puzzle, then I go to work.
One
Oh.
test a day is plenty. One test a day is plenty. When you what were you thinking that when you talked to Robert, what was your main concern? Will you and Heather work out as a couple? What was going on in your life at the time?
Wow, Keith, you're really putting me on the spot because, like, when I had mentioned in the green room that I had a reading before, like, I started getting some looks and
From
from
Heather.
over here, yeah. So I did go back. So interestingly enough, I can't find the email, Robert, with your responses on my reading. I do have some messages about like, hey, I will get to your reading. I will respond to you. So there's lots of like, hey, I'm on it. I'm going to get to it. But yeah, no, 2009. Yeah, there were definitely some questions about you that I feel like I might end up in the doghouse.
Were you guys going to get engaged or what?
Yes, that was right around the time. So it was like kind of figuring out, we had been together since 06, so it had been 3 years at that point. Graduating college and trying to figure out how to escape under the household and leave home and get out from under narcissistic tendencies and all that fun stuff. So it was very interesting looking back at the questions and how I phrased them to Robert. But hey, look, it worked out in the end. I don't know what your advice was, Robert.
I don't remember either, so I'll take your word for it.
Thank you, though.
Thank you, though. Whatever
Aw.
happened. Could you be, whoever she's thanking, thank you. Robert, if they weren't supposed to be together, are you the kind of person that would say, or how would you answer that? Because you're not necessarily a negative person, but your job isn't to bullshit people.
Let me put it to you this way. There have been a few occasions just in the last few years where it became immediately apparent to me that the client was not meant to be with someone. The irony is that the client pretty much made it easy for me to say, yeah, I'm going to say that you're not meant to be with this person. The example that I'm thinking of is I was doing a reading for somebody in a public venue. And at one point, the client wanted to ask about this potential romantic relationship. I said, okay. So then she tells me that this guy that she's interested in sent her a text message beginning with, I want nothing more to do with you ever again. And that
gave you a clue.
Seems like an easy read.
Yeah, but the part that concerned me more was that she was stalking this individual. She would actually go to his house after 9 p.m. and I'm looking at her like, what are you doing? Like I didn't say that to her, but in my mind, I'm like,
what are you doing? He's at the grocery store right now.
You ever blame things on
no.
You blame things on the psychic guide? Like, hey, the psychic guide's telling me, what are you doing? The way as a waiter, I blame the chef, like, sorry, they're late on your food. Sorry about them. They apologize.
She told me that she will go to his house at night after he's come home from work to see if he's with somebody else. And I'm looking at her like, okay, I'm really worried about you because what you're doing is creepy and illegal and it could land you in trouble. And she's like, well, I only do it occasionally. I'm like, it takes one time.
It sounds like the best version of reality TV to me.
Yeah, and that's how we met. So
I only do it on full moons. I thought you would get it.
It made me feel very uncomfortable because I could not stop thinking that she's going to get in trouble with the local authorities because she's stalking this guy who's made it plainly clear that he wants nothing more to do with her. And I'm like, I'm really worried about you. And I even said that to her. I haven't seen her since, so I don't know what's happened to her. But
bam. Hold on just 1 second. Blaine is writing in the chat. I psychically predict she needs to go to SLAA. SLAA, Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous. LOL.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Do you
that
ever
makes perfect sense to me.
Do you ever misunderstand something the guide says and you say it and then you like bolt out of bed like, I said eat coleslaw. Like, I didn't get what I was supposed to translate. Anything happen like that? Like I got to do a follow-up
Over
email.
the years, there have been times where I misinterpreted something.
Right.
It doesn't happen that often, but it's happened often enough where, it just happens.
Yeah,
I'm not even
Can I
sure
ask
how
a
else
example? Do you have an example?
Let me think.
yeah.
I do have a vague recollection that there was one reading that I did with a different card reading system, and I interpreted something as work and career, and it turned out to be that there was somebody that she had already suspected was not a true friend.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
That's
And
the only
she-
one that comes to mind.
And she quit her job for no fucking reason. Oh no.
No, she had
Robert!
asked about work and career, and I remember interpreting a certain card in this particular card reading system as work and career because that's one of its traditional meanings
Gotcha.
in that card reading system. But it turned out that there was somebody in her personal life who was not a true friend.
Right.
And she had even shared with me that, I have concerns about this person being a true friend, and I can't shake the feeling that they're actually going to betray my trust. And they did actually betray her trust.
Well, of course. I mean, the facts. The Henda's going to leave Keith and the girl at the end of this week. This is shocking news to some people.
really?
Of course. Yeah,
God
she's
damn
over
it. I was
laughing.
gonna say one of us doesn't want to be here and you get to choose who. But okay, we could go that route.
It's like
No,
Clue.
she doesn't want to
Yeah.
have laughter in her life. She thinks it hinders her. She's working on a self-help program called OMAT, 1 minute at a time, and you focus on these little things in your life. But it's really a trick so that later, you do those helpful things longer. It's a whole bunch of shit going on.
Can I just
Yeah.
pause the paraphrasing, which I
call
know
it power phrasing. Yes.
paraphrasing, which will continue for years after I leave, and just say to people, we are working on a new website that will launch very, very, very soon. And we will redirect keithandthegirl.com/OMAT to that website where I will describe what OMAT is. And maybe you could learn and sign up. And we're also offering more things than we're offering now. I know we meet at 10 a.m. Eastern every day. Not everybody could do that. So we're trying to get the OMAT program to everybody 24 hours. So
I
if
imagine
you're
when
interested, go to keithandthegirl.com/OMAT.
I'm going
I
to keep
imagine when
redirecting it back.
when you're describing it, the word tricked won't be anywhere in it. I would like to think.
Well, this is such an honor to be here this week. Hemda's last week. What an
Yeah.
honor. Absolutely. Wow.
So what I got to ask you, Robert,
Mm.
is how's she going to do? Okay, whatever. She'll be fine. How will Keith and the girl continue? I'm going to keep the name, but I don't know what I'm doing co-host wise. I'm obviously nervous about it. I'm going to take a week break to think of things, but then I'm going to come back on the 18th. I have some fun guests planned, but in general, what does the future look like for me?
I keep seeing that you're going to have somebody replace Hemda,
Okay.
and I could be wrong about this.
But it might be her ex-husband.
I'm
I-
irreplaceable.
Well, we know
This
that,
hair.
Hemda, but
Thank you.
the
I just wanted to let the guides know.
oh, okay. But my sense is that at some point you will actually, Keith, find a replacement, find a different girl, if you will.
Yes.
But I don't see this person being
Liking
the
me.
official replacement until April or May, and I'm actually leaning more
Mhm.
towards May than April.
Of
Okay.
2025, right? Because it's going to take a while.
No, I'm actually getting it as this year.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
May
This year.
Wilkerson. Awesome. This is gonna be
Oh.
good.
Oh, that was a clue. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
or Micah Fox.
That's not a month.
Micah's not a month. It is now.
Please, I hope it's not a month. Kidding. I love Micah Fox. I'm kidding. Come on. She would laugh at that. She would laugh at that.
Of course she would. Micah Fox is once a month, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Women's History Month, and Kenda's about to be history. How's it gonna go for her? She's visiting Thailand. She's visiting Vietnam. This is some vacation she's having. I don't fucking know. How's that gonna go for her?
Really, even paraphrasing my life sucks, but go ahead. Yes.
It doesn't sound like a vacation. It sounds
It's
like
not.
yeah, I didn't get the impression that was a vacation.
We don't talk
I'm
much.
actually, Yeah,
I
I
still don't know what
noticed
the fuck she's doing.
We
to be
don't
honest.
listen much.
We're
No
more
comment.
a talk show than a listen show.
Oh yes, I know
It's
that.
up to
I know
you
that.
to do the listening.
Right. We have
No,
our roles.
I really do get the sense that there's something I
Sinister.
can't put it into words. No, not sinister.
Oh,
You're
okay.
being shut up for a moment,
Sorry.
please.
Yes.
I really feel like this is something like a stepping stone, but even calling it that is an understatement. It just feels like, oh, I I keep feeling vastness. Like there's something that's
Empty.
powerful and breathtaking and transformative. And I'm just not sure like what the exact wording is, but it just feels like this is really awesome.
Is that
Like a
It's a
presence?
word that I
rebirth.
almost never use. So
Is the presence gravitating towards Hemda?
the presence.
What does that
The
mean?
presence of this grand thing that you see, David or Robert? David.
I get the sense that it's
Oh, David's
a meeting.
David's the guide. You're not.
David's
you're
one
not-
of the guys. Yes,
My
I think
primary
I was
psychic guide,
talking to
yes.
David.
No, it feels like Hemda and I'm going to use a vernacular. The presence are meeting halfway. It's like here's Hemda, here's the presence, and it's like
Across
You
the
know?
sky.
Right.
Yeah,
When
that's
you guys all say presence, like it makes sense. What does that mean?
I think Sharma,
Shahrum.
excuse me, thank you, was referring to the energy that I'm picking up on. That's a sense that I was getting, but
That's right.
yeah,
Energy.
I'll just call it the energy, just to make it simpler.
And
I
Shahrum,
really
what
feel
did
like
you mean by presence when you said it?
Definitely energy.
Energy.
That's
so
what I was going
Hemda's
for.
so Hemda will meet energy.
Yeah, the energy's headed towards her.
Ooh, that's pretty. Heather, what's everybody talking about? This
Keith, your feeble mind couldn't even begin to comprehend.
So Hemda,
Well,
are you
that's
going on
fair.
a trip? Are you going on a trip, Hemda? Because I know
I
nothing about this. Are you going
I
on
saw
a
the
trip?
trailer for Eat, Pray, Love. I feel like I already know what's going to happen.
Yes, I'm
You're go-
going on a trip.
Where you
I actually have to move out of this space. There are boxes right behind this curtain just filling. Just sold the washer dryer.
Oh.
Flying to Vietnam on Monday. On Tuesday at some point, we're getting there. Staying in Nha Trang, Vietnam for 3 weeks. Then going to Hanoi for a week. Then going to Bangkok, Thailand for 4 weeks. Then somewhere along that line, figuring out where we're coming back to the States. It's probably not going to be New York. No idea. Can't think that far ahead. Too much to do until Monday. So
Why, by the way,
that's-
why these countries? It sounds like an Alanis Morissette "Thank You, India" thing. What is this?
First of all, thank you, Alanis. Second, well, okay, so the math is this. I don't want to wait to retire to sit on the beach, to look at a beach every day, to travel,
Oh,
to
yes.
do things, right? So for now, because I'm actually quitting a career, there's not going to be that much flow of cash. We're looking for a cheap country. So Vietnam and that whole area is like $2 lunch, dinner, like it's actually pretty bananas. So once you fly all the way out there, you're like, let me go to multiple places because
Why do I feel like the meals are bananas? You know what I mean? But anyway, sounds like they're great countries. What do I know?
So how
It's-
long are you gone for?
2 months total. It's
2 months
basic.
total.
Yeah, it's just
Wow.
to over there, all I'm going to be able to do is work on OMAT because I have to leave a lot of stuff behind here. It'll be very interesting to work, learn about a new country, be in heat. I wanted hot. Nha Trang is right by the beach, so I'm going to be like a block from the beach. So I'm going to take 1 week off and then continue and see if I could work-life balance with like, I need to look at the ocean every day and I also need to do my work.
Now, when she
I-
said, she just said it's going to be 2 months, Robert. So she's coming back in May, like you're saying. Okay.
Actually, I
Done.
The
How do you
sense-
like that? Yeah.
Subscribe now.
Okay.
Keith,
Hem-
and the show is going to be called Keith and the Energy. And you
Right.
come back, right? And it's May. It's going to be freaking awesome. Hey, do me a favor, though. When you're in Hanoi, there was a band called Hanoi Rocks. And I'm
Hanoi.
just curious, does anybody know what that is? Like, Keith, you'll remember that band, right?
Sure.
Hanoi Rocks. I'm curious, when you're over there, just ask some old person or somebody
See if
that's
they
my
know.
age. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. Because I'm just curious, because they're called Hanoi Rocks.
Like
know,
Cleveland Rocks, Hanoi Rocks.
Yes.
it was a
Okay.
band name. It was an
Okay.
actual name of a band.
It was
that's-
a lesser hair metal band.
Yes.
Yes, everyone will be struggling to speak English to me, but I will definitely
Figure out
make
rocks
sure.
and bathroom.
I'd love to have just conversation with the street food people.
I got chills when you were talking because my mother, when she was 16, had access. Her mother, my grandmother, worked for Air France, and she went to Cambodia, Vietnam, Nepal, and she had a spiritual awakening and started taking photographs. And there's still photographs that she took when she was a teenager in her apartment, and it changed her entire life. So I'm so excited for you. Sorry to get all serious, but
Forgiven.
this is
Can
a
I
comedy show, right?
Can I ask you how so? Like, just what? The world's bigger than you think it is? What changed your life?
Just meeting new people and understanding how big the world is when you're born in New York City, but then raised in France. And then all of a sudden you go other places and you're like, wow, there's a whole world out there. Yeah.
And your routine gets broken. Your everyday routine that we're so comfortable with. Once you
Yes.
you sort of break that, then every day is a very, very brand new experience. Just you have to be in the moment, one moment
right.
at a time. Right? I get it. And it's going to be fantastic. And I'm so happy
I
for you.
think so. I always think it's going to be fantastic, but it is so much work. I've said this before on the show recently. I fully understand why people take like their regular vacation, a cruise, the cabin, wherever you go every year. I fully understand. It's a no muss, no fuss. I mean, I have lists every day that have to have like, oh, Vietnam does need a visa. Bangkok doesn't, unless you stay one more day. And we're like, oh, we didn't stay that. Okay, very good. Yeah, just these little things that how to get from the airport to how to pick the neighborhood. There's, you can go to, I don't know how people do this before Google, but you could go to Google Maps and you could look around and you're like, is this an alley that leads to like a super amazing restaurant that I saw on YouTube, like a lot of places in Bangkok? Or is this the place where you follow to get your death?
You
Like,
get your death, right?
Is this good graffiti? Because I can't read it, Because I remember when I went back to Israel the last time, it was over a decade ago, but I remember seeing Israeli graffiti and it's in where my grandfather lived. And I'm like, is this a good neighborhood? Is Israeli graffiti like badass or are we just being cute? I can't tell because it's not where I live. So just even things like that. 7-Eleven in Bangkok, you can get fantastic meals for really cheap. So a lot of people lean on that. Things like that. Just, yeah, they put fish sauce in everything. So don't be allergic. Can't be allergic to peanuts,
Right.
Oh, an ex-boyfriend of mine just moved to Bangkok. You want me to like hook you up with him so you guys can like chill, do some
You know
hanging?
what's funny is you're not the first person to be like, oh, you're going to be over there. My friend's traveling through Asia. I'm like, give him my number. Go ahead. I mean, I'm sure we'll stand out. So if there's another non-Asian, I'm wondering how many people will ask to touch hair or anything like that. I'll report back. Follow
won't
me on
ask. They'll just do
Instagram
it.
or
They'll just
God,
do it.
I hope I post on
something?
Instagram.
Just
I hate doing it.
Do what every red-blooded American does, right? Go
Yes.
dye your hair blonde, okay? And just go over there and demand to have everything the way you want it. And it'll
Change
all
your name to
happen.
Karen.
And that's too obvious. It'll all happen for you. That's great.
Thank
Wait,
you.
Kenda, can you be a guest on the show at least and give us updates?
I don't know.
Oh,
I gotta talk to May.
I'm
We
switching
haven't
my
decided yet.
email. It's
Yeah.
weird. Yeah.
You have to switch your Instagram too. It's KATG right
I
now. I've been
know.
thinking about that for weeks.
Stupid shit like that. Yeah, my signature on my email is co-host of Keith and the Girl.
Oh, I'm gonna make her say the most racist, right-wing shit.
Well, you know what? I've lived through a breakup. I've lived through you guys breaking up, right? I mean, a few
Yep.
of us have been around, and I remember
I died through it.
there was no you. Well, I did because nobody fed me. I was attached to Keith. I didn't know what we were gonna do.
Well, you picked the wrong person, didn't you?
Yes, I
Keith,
absolutely.
would you be mad if Kenda became the co-host on the Joe Rogan podcast? Would that make
That'd be
you?
funny. That'd be funny.
My
This
point
has all
is,
been a
is that
big
we're-
hoax.
My point is that you guys are gonna get you'll get through it. It'll be fine. But you've broken up before. You know how to do this.
We can break up again. Yeah.
You know how
Well, at
this
least
goes.
they're not writing a book pretending like they're still together.
Ah.
Whoa, LOL.
Yeah.
LOL.
And now I know how to feed myself. So goodbye.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Joke's on me. You always knew. I had to know you knew.
Oh yeah.
James says, hi, James
Alan
from
on in
Erie.
the house. Okay, go ahead, James.
James from Erie, from Pennsylvania, male, Erie, Pennsylvania, male, straight, 52. I give a million shits about this email. I love you guys. I just want to make sure that you knew that and that you've made my life so much better. Hemda, you will be missed. I'm sure you've been told that a million times in a million better ways, but just throwing my 2 cents in. I saw you on Facebook selling your washer dryer. I think that's when it hit me that this is real, or you're just a nasty bitch. I'm just kidding. Best of luck in your future. Party, super party. Fuck yeah. Suck yeah, James.
Yay, James. I did sell it. It was my first marketplace sell.
Congrats.
Boy, did I clicked. Is it still available? Yes, still available. Yes, it's while I'm negotiating with other people. Yes, it's still available. Yes, you will all know it's available until this motherfucker takes it out of this house.
Did you do the higher price trick? And they're like, can I do? It's like, yes, you may do, you fucking idiot.
We did Facebook Marketplace because we finally broke down and we're buying a new bed. You know, we got married. Sarah and I got married almost 10 years ago, and it was like we're buying a bed, and I remember being king size. That's ridiculous, honey. We got to be close. You know,
Right.
we'll get a queen size bed, baby. Please, I just want to be near you and me. And what the fuck was I thinking? It's the stupidest thing. We didn't think about the dog. Didn't think about just didn't think about that I'm a twitchy maniac. You know what I mean? And like all of the things. So finally, you know, like we're like, let's spread out here, right? So we're getting the king size bed. But now it's not just so we use the Facebook Marketplace, and we went. And we got the headboard and all that. You know, we bought it all. But now, I don't know if you can see behind me, we have swatches. You see, now it's springtime, project time. So now we're painting part of the bedroom. And now we have swatches. My wife wants to paint the wall. She picked out this color, and I'm like looking at it. I'm like, I don't understand what it is. Like it's sort of irritating. It's driving me nuts. She's like, what? I'm like, I figured it out. She wants to color the bedroom the same color as my mother's lipstick.
Wow.
There's this weird color that I've never seen since my mom died in 2002. I haven't seen this color in forever. And I'm like, what is it about this color that's really fucking me up? You know, it's the same color. I'm like, she goes, well, I love this. I'm like, well, I don't. Okay. This is ridiculous. She's so bad. By the way, it's going to happen.
No.
She bought a rug to match that color. Oh,
No.
It's going to happen, but there's no fucking against the wall anymore. They're not doing a doggy style on the floor. Like a lot of positions are out.
Does the rug match the drapes? What's going on?
This is emergent. This is immersive therapy, right?
Oh,
like
it's insanity is what it is. Absolutely. So we have swatches everywhere. We're at Facebook Marketplace was a very big success. We're getting to bed in a couple of weeks, you know, but now I got to stare at this fucking wall. It looks like my mother's lip.
Is it weird that she has pictures of your mom on the wall above the bed now?
That would
too?
be weird.
That
Then her lips would disappear because it'd be the same color. You know?
And then it's weird your wife bought the road buddy. The mannequin you stick in your window to scare people and then coincidentally your mom used to buy all that shit off QVC.
Oh, please, safety man. Oh, it's
wait,
ridiculous.
what is that?
So my mom used to buy everything off of the television, everything. And she wouldn't just buy one, she'd buy 10. And I'd have to come home and I would walk in the door. I'd say, Mom, what are this? Why do we have 10 boxes? She said, well, she always smoked, right? She says, well, I saw this thing. And it would be, well, why do we have, whatever it was off television, why do we have 10? Well, there's one for you and your Aunt Charlotte and Aunt Maxine and Uncle Paul. And are you still dating Jennifer? I say, oh, gives a fuck, you know. And so one day I come home and I'm visiting. I'm not living there at this point. I come home and I walk through in the corner of my eye. I see a man sitting on the couch and I freak the fuck out. Yes, there's a man on the couch. I go, He said, oh, that's safety man. And I said, the hell are you talking about? The hell safety man? What did you do? She says, it's safety man. You put him in the car and it looks like somebody's in the car, or you put him by the window so it makes it look like somebody's home. And I'm like, well, that's all very cool, but you can't see into this house because there's bushes and trees. You can't even see from anywhere. You can't see into the house. And the other thing is, why is safety man wearing my clothes? Why? Why? He's wearing my clothes. He's
I
sitting
buy
there.
one of those once you get to hit the car sale. It goes like this,
The inflatable guys. Yeah. No, my mother was insane. She bought this stupid thing, and when she died, I had to throw this thing dressed as me out. I should have saved him. Yeah. Threw safety man in the goddamn trash. I should have said. I would have had routine for life. I should have kept all of it.
Why do you have to buy 10 of these? You get on TV when you buy 10 of these.
Right.
Larry.
I used to cut up her credit cards. I had to cut up her credit cards, and she was like a child. It was like reverting back to being a kid. She would memorize. She didn't have a memory. She had a brain tumor. She had half of her brain gone. I mean, I make light of it, but she wasn't on the ball, let's just say, but she knew how to memorize or like write, like she'd write little numbers down, like tiny scratch, like I'd cut up her cards, and the next day there were 10 boxes of some other shit in the house.
It's like looking back at a horror movie like Midsummer, where they act like all the clues were on the walls. There's little numbers here, little numbers over there. It's like,
well, to be fair, when stuff is online, they're like, or on TV, they're like, if you buy one, you're going to get 10 more if you call now, right? So it's probably.
Oh, and now you go to Walmart and there's a whole aisle as seen on TV. I'm like, yep, have that. I got that. I have that. I have that. I have that.
How many of the Thigh Masters did you have?
At least 3.
I would love to see. We're live, and I would love for people to like think back from the 80s. What did you see as seen on TV?
Suzanne
List
Summers.
it, and we're going to ask Brother Love if he had one or if all of them.
Absolutely. We had a bagel cutter, a fucking bagel cutter.
Somebody just wrote bagel guy.
Yeah, I had the bagel guy. The bagel guy. Right. I worked at a bagel store, Mom, my whole life. I know how to cut a bagel.
A slap chop. What's that one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the slap chop.
Yeah. Oh, and all the it didn't matter. Oh, the George Foreman grill, please. We had a million of those. It's ridiculous. Burn the whole
clapper,
house.
the clap on, clap off.
Of course, that didn't work. Absolutely, the clap on. Yeah, no doubt.
You know the saying for those: buy it and forget it.
Yes. Absolutely. You know what though is that now that I own a home and all that, and I'm married, it would be great to get some dumb shit sent to me from that would be wonderful. I would love that now. It would be hilarious. Yeah.
I got by the way in my mail for the first time, because it's the first time I filled it out, wasn't too long ago. I just acted like my mail got lost. Jury summons. Being summoned to jury duty.
All right.
Which district?
In Queens. I got to go to Jamaica.
Oh, that's far.
Well,
that's where I had to go to.
So let me ask you this, if I may put you on the spot again, Robert. If you can ask your guides, what is the best? So they say I have to call on a certain day after 5 p.m. What is the best
5 p.m.
time?
Really?
Yeah. When's the best? Is it that day, or I'll act like I forget another day? When's the best? Here, you know what? I'll give you a specific day so you can check the stars. I think it's the 22nd. Let's say
that's
March
a Friday.
Okay, 20. Yes. So 22nd after.
See, you do have a calendar. I just saw you look at a calendar, Rob.
Yeah, there's a wall calendar.
Okay,
he just doesn't update it.
No. It's a wall calendar that has lunar images. It doesn't.
You know how? Yeah,
it doesn't. I don't write on it.
Just look one to the right.
Is that a cattail? Or do you have a cat on your lap?
Sorry, Keith.
No, she's on my desk.
That's one of the guides.
No, that's the
desk.
Aww.
It's the boss. She's one of the 2 cats.
So Friday, March 22nd after 5 p.m. I call for instructions. What is really the best time to call so I get a good murder case?
Do you want
I want to sick. I want to sick as shit.
I thought you were going to ask, is the person innocent or guilty?
No. I can figure that out.
It's already guilty. Just,
I don't want the answer. I'll be bored like a movie. I don't want to know who's dead.
Do you know how to get on a murder trial? My sister's a lawyer and she told me this.
Tell me.
Say you're too sensitive to do a murder trial, both sides want you. If you're like, I'm too sensitive to do a murder trial, they want you to be emotionally affected by a murder trial.
Okay. He only knows 3 emotions. So, I mean, is that good for a murder trial?
Yeah, absolutely. Because either you're on the right side of like, there was a murder, or you're on the side of, I'm too emotional to put this person on the death penalty, right? So you just say, I can't do a murder trial. I'm too sensitive. Boom, they both want you.
I'm too sensitive for murder and celebrity bullshit.
Yes. They will both take you. Just say I'm too sensitive.
Celebrities.
So my sister said, don't ever say you're too sensitive because they will call you to a murder trial.
Wow.
Yeah, I want a good
Nailed
one.
it.
I don't want to waste time somebody slipping and falling. All right. I'll be kicked off of those ones easily. It's like, yeah, you slipped, you fell, fuck them. It's the city. Who gives a shit?
But if you start crying, go, I'm too sensitive about murder, and then start crying or fake crying, they will take you.
I'll do that. Okay, that sounds good. What do you think? Are your guides giving you any clues, Robert? Or that's the answer too? They're probably saying the same thing, right?
still can't get over you want to be on a murder trial.
I
But
want
I'm
something
not
good. I want
surprised
something
you wanna
even
be on a
sicker, to
murder
be
trial.
honest. I want to nail a motherfucker.
Okay.
Yeah.
If the instructions
The instructions are saying something. I think the guide's cutting off your mic.
are call after 5 p.m. on Friday, March 22nd,
This year, yeah.
Okay, so if the instructions are call after 5 p.m. on Friday, March 22nd, 2024,
Then
then
do that.
definitely do that. Yes.
Oh, okay, that's the guide's advice to do what they
And
the
then say you're
instructions
so
say.
sensitive that you had to call it exactly 5 o'clock and don't put me on a murder trial.
Oh, I didn't know the guides were such squares.
I didn't no. I mean, for the record, I have done jury duty before. It's been several years, but you know, there is a process called voir dire. So you know, one is selected when one goes to jury duty. You know, it's not really a psychic thing. It's like this is
Keith's seen the show. It's voir dire. Yes, you saw Jury Duty, the TV show. I think
Oh yeah,
you know
they
what you're
talked
talking
about
about.
Belvedere a lot.
Mhm.
Do when you were in a case or two, do the guides give you answers like he's fucking lying?
Actually, there was one occasion when I did mention that I'm a professional psychic reader, and I was excused from jury duty almost
don't say.
immediately after.
You know
Yeah.
too much.
And the irony is,
You had the
I thought
answers.
that I needed to be honest about
Right.
the thing, and you know, that was my career at the time. So
Meanwhile, what
know,
you're saying is that you're very sensitive. See, it worked against you.
Right.
You see, you basically said I'm very sensitive, and they said, get the fuck out of here.
Was it a traffic violation though? Because like, you know.
Right.
No,
Are
it was you know, I don't even remember. I think it had something to do with theft. I
Chris
really
is
don't
saying
remember.
the lawyer. This is the lawyer. Can you tell me about this Keith's Justice?
I'm like, shit. I'm not a podcaster. I don't have a plan. One strike and you're dead. That would be crazy. Anyways,
Are you gonna wear your Harvard shirt or a Poison cutoff T-shirt?
I'm gonna wear a Harvard T-shirt and a MIT hat.
No, you know too much.
Do you know who's gonna win Best Picture? Anything like this? Because I'm gonna have an Oscar party. Anybody?
I'm going Zone of Interest for sure. 100%.
It's going to be Oppenheimer, and I hated that movie. But it's
I
going to
liked
be
Oppenheimer, but I
Eh.
think Zone of Interest was a better movie. I think.
Anyone else?
I just saw this movie, Naiad, the lesbian couple with the swimmer. It's a true story, supposedly. I don't know the real story, so I believe them. Those are always good to me when I don't know the real story. And she swam like Key West to Cuba. And it's that journey and failures, etc. I loved it. Could there be a spoiler? She was abused as a kid. The swimmer. Could there be any? I mean, it pops up right away, like warning. There's going to be sexual abuse. I'm like, well, it's going to be her as a girl because she's a sports figure. Could you be one of the greatest sports people in any sport of any kind without being abused? Think of who was the fucking greatest. They were all abused, weren't they?
Michael Jackson,
the great.
Have you seen the movie
guy.
Athlete A about all the gymnasts? Like 500 of them that got sexually abused.
The gymnastics, right?
Yeah.
Keith, bummer news.
But I mean, Tiger Woods, physically abusive. The tennis stars, like they're all fucking abused.
I do think it's. Oh God, I just think it's everybody.
Well, it's also abuse there are many forms of abuse, right? I mean, in order to be the best, I mean, that's a lot of pressure to be the best. So, I mean, do you remember, I mean, did any of you like any sports as a kid and you had one parent who would just cream, like beat the shit out of verbally, at least I could see somebody who just didn't jump high enough or didn't catch the ball or mistake, like that kind of stuff happens just for like people who aren't quote unquote the best. It's got to be intense pressure. I'm not, giving anybody a pass. But just being screamed at and made to be told that, hey, you're a piece of crap. That's enough abuse for me.
Somebody
putting it down.
Somebody gets the gold medal. I say congratulations, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
that's why I think it's funny, and I fully also get it. That an exercise system is what is that where they yell at you? Boot camp. It's boot camp gyms. It's somebody
It's a
like
boot camp
right here
life.
in your face going,
No.
I know you have another one.
Right.
It's like, why are you yelling at me?
Right.
Do I
Hard.
get money back? Like, what is this discipline? No, thank you.
Don't
Just
act like
yelling at you.
that's life and death and I pay you.
Right. You went to boot camp. Did
Right.
you want to pay for that?
Right. They paid me.
Yeah. At least if you're going to yell at me, I just have a really sexy Russian accent, just,
Right.
and just have a dagger just really close to my throat. It'll be so hot.
That's a different dungeon. But
Yeah, we
okay.
call those strip clubs. Robert, do you ever see a movie and a psychic guide can't help itself? It's like, remember that part. You'll see. And it's like, God damn it, I'm just watching a movie.
I actually try not to watch certain movies. I almost never watch movies to begin with, but I figured with all the streaming services that I have at home, I might as well watch a few. So I do watch a
Right.
few every now and again.
But what, like when it's too heavy, like rape, murder, that kind of stuff?
There are some that I'm like,
He's murder case sensitive.
Right. Right. That makes
I
sense.
guess I am.
You'd be great on a jury.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would never know. The few times that I've had to do jury duty, I have been excused every time. So
Wait,
I have
now
no
I'm writing
idea.
murder case sensitive on my
I have two.
notepad.
I've been called in 3 times, and the only time I ever did jury duty was as a role on Law and Order.
Nice.
That's literally
Nice.
the only time. But they always
Drop
they
it.
wouldn't.
I did one of those too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious. It was a really funny, fun experience. But whenever I go in, and I was called into federal last year, federal jury duty for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Nice.
And they made me go
Ew.
in every single day.
Oh.
And then they finally were like, bye-bye. Like they never picked me. And then I got upset. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I canceled the
what's wrong
show
with
I was
me?
in. I wanted to,
Right.
I was like, let's do it. I'll do it. I'll make some
I'm
money.
a criminal and they don't want my opinion, apparently.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
You
for
got,
graffiti.
wait, you're not allowed to serve because you were arrested? Is
No,
that-
they were like, we won't be contacting you again. Thank you for your interest.
They just don't want spray paint on the building. It's a federal building.
I'm
no,
like
seriously, you
tagging
can't
while I'm on the
serve?
jury duty. Yeah,
You're-
that's not. Mhm.
You
Can
think
you-
you're not
can
going
you-
to try to etch something into the seat in front of you? Of course. Get out of here.
Can you vote?
Subliminal. Yeah, I can vote pretty well.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's not.
I
It's
think
not
it's
like
federal crimes you can't vote, right? Is that
right.
correct?
No. What's the big one where?
When you murder.
Are there any real
Probably
laws?
murder. It's always
Felonies?
murder.
It's not
Something-
a felony. It's not a felony.
Felony.
Yeah,
Yeah.
misdemeanor.
Something grand.
Right. The you know what I'm gonna do? If I get on a jury, behind the scenes, I'm gonna like mumble to myself different things or say weird shit so that people think they're on the jury duty fake TV show.
That's
Act
hilarious.
like you're talking to a producer in your ear.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is Keith is figuring out how to fucking hack this jury duty, but not who's the girl.
Right.
Yes.
Well, this is this
He's
is
got
my duty
so-
for the country.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. He's
Or
got
at the
so
very
many
least for the
plans
state.
for so
Right.
many things.
Somebody's duty. Somebody's
You're going to
duty.
be put on a traffic violation case the last 2 days. You're going to be
Oh.
so mad.
Ugh. Ugh.
Or you're going to be on something that you like. We're really spending all of our time on this. I went and I was a jury for like the tiniest bit of crack cocaine. Like it was nothing.
Right.
And it went
Oh.
on for a while, and they
Jesus.
had, like they
Oh.
were measurements. There's no way that you could have seen that crack cocaine in his hand because by it being on the bottom of these stairs, you couldn't possibly see the look to the top of the. I mean, they got so it was just we got inundated with such BS. At the end of the day, we're like, wow, we're really spending all this money, tax dollars
Yeah.
and time on nothing, on absolutely nothing. And
It would have
yeah,
paid for that person's rehab.
we got him off. Yeah, we said no way. It's a little
Of-
piece of nothing. Get the hell
Good.
out of
Even
here.
if you
Good.
did see it, go fuck yourself. I'm never going to just criminalize somebody for a piece of garbage.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
Well,
It
I was
can't
called
help-
in during the first Trump trial, and my sister's like, "Oh, maybe you'll be on the Trump trial." I was like, "No, it's the Eastern District, not the Southern." She was like, "Oh well," but would I have served? I don't know. I could be objective, but
I might have ended up on that anyway because I don't know direction. So that could work out. And you get a good case like a fucking OJ, and then you got to play it cool. First of all, I guess I can't say that I'm a podcaster, right? Like nobody would like that.
you could say it. Everyone's a podcaster these days.
Shouldn't
Sorry.
they Google
Mm.
people that they ask to be like? Shouldn't that be?
They
Right.
they
best
do
practice now?
Google people. They look up their timelines and their
But like,
Facebook
what do you talk
pages.
about on your podcast? Oh, things that aren't interesting. What am I gonna fucking say? I
They're
don't
gonna
know shit
find-
like this. This
Nothing's
is literal. conversation.
They're
Your
allowed to
Honor?
Google you. They're allowed to Google you and find out stuff about you to make sure you're not lying to them, by the way. That's
I'll
a real
Google
thing.
them.
They're gonna find
I
tweets of
paparazzi the
Keith's old shit.
paparazzi. What was that, Newsy?
They're gonna find tweets of your old shit, and they'll be like, "I think we're good here."
Old literal shit that I put up. Yeah,
Mm.
I thought it was funny at the time, Your Honor, but then I started dating and married, and I stopped it. I'm afraid I'll be like, I'll make it clear, like, this is not exciting to me. I don't read books. I certainly don't write them. And when I said, "Oh, juror number 7, that has a nice ring to it," I was just being, I don't even know what I was thinking. And anyway, let's get to business. Well, fingers crossed.
I noticed they took people who had actual feelings one way or another. Like as the lawyers kind of poked at the same question in different ways, they were like, they got upset about their own life. Like whoever related it to their own life and got upset, they were like, oh, they have feelings on this, and they took them.
Just
they like
go
sensitive people. Yeah.
Go in and be like, I'm really sensitive to people trying to trick me. I don't like being tricked. And that's
actually,
gonna
you know
fucking
what?
send them to the moon.
By the way, we're talking about Keith Malley.
Yeah.
You just stare. Just be you. Just be you. Just don't do
Pretend
anything.
you're at a
In
rock
fact,
concert.
don't have a thought in your head. Okay, just stare. Normal day. Normal Keith. Just breathe. All you have to do is breathe. If you breathe, you go home. All right. Keith Malley, breathe. Keith Malley, go home. They're gonna be like, we don't know what the fuck this guy's thinking. And he's tall and he's menacing looking. Look at that stare. Oh, don't even wear your glasses. Don't even wear your
But
glasses.
I want to make it. I want to be picked.
But don't you have a criminal record? You do have
Okay.
a criminal record. Remember the Dairy Queen that you...
Oh, that never went anywhere. But yes, I broke. I think it was a TJ, not TJ Fridays, but one of these bullshit places. And
The shake machine.
I cut the milkshake machine cords.
Those smiling eyes you have. Yeah, wear those.
I want to be on it. So when the prosecution is like, okay, we'd like to ask you a question, I'll be like, first of all, I love the law, yes. And then the defense is like, can we ask a question? I'm like, I love human rights, yes. What's your question? I'll try to play all sides. We'll see what happens. Robert, if I may, may I ask these people if they have a question about their lives, and they have to be sincere. I don't need no fucking around. Would you bring your guides in and see what the future may hold for them?
Sure.
Thank you. That's very sweet of you. First of all, if we could start with me, I have a good friend, Craig Klein. Do you have anything on him? I cannot read this fucking guy for a second. We're playing Wordle. He starts with the word jetty, Jetty. We share each other's things. It's like, who the fuck does that? And it's not till like 5 hours later, finally we get him to say, oh, Adam gave a clue that he got the double T's. So there's 2 T's in the word. It's like, why did that take so long to figure the fuck out? This guy laughs at me that I still pay for cable, right? He watches a football game that's only on cable. I go, how are you seeing this game? Like, well, cable. Like, you don't have cable. And he goes, right. Then what's the fucking answer? I'm on clue number 6. I have no more to go. And he goes, oh, my mom's Spectrum. I have her. Who is this mystery? Do we know anything about him, Robert?
Well, as soon as you said the name, I was like, that sounds like a fake name to me.
Right. Ray Klein, what is it?
Because it was totally unbidden. Like, that's not a real name.
I think you're right.
So
I'm impressed that you could follow the question. I'm still lost.
Well, he does it for a living.
Well, I've had
if you asked me to take out somebody's spleen, I'd be like, where do I start? But he does it for a living.
No.
If you say so.
For the record, there have been occasions when clients will ask multiple questions at the same time.
Right.
And my response is always, which one do you want me to answer first?
Right. The main question is, Craig Klein, the fuck?
No. You didn't ask multiple questions.
Right,
And I've listened to you before, so I kind of know how to follow you. So,
Yes,
Right. Oh my God. Okay, so the fuck about Craig Klein and Robert Alvarez.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds like he's just a mystery, and it might not even be his name, right?
I just got the vibe that Bost knocked down my mouse.
Okay. Is the
her
cat
tail.
trying to say? Is the black cat trying to say something?
That's a good question.
Right?
Neither my life partner nor I have been able to figure out what she wants to say, because I think that
that's the
sometimes she's just a bit clueless.
Right.
I say that reluctantly, but getting back to you,
Yes.
like I said, it was just totally unbidden. I'm like, Craig Klein doesn't even sound like a real name. So
Mhm.
I don't know.
Sounds
Yeah.
like a
Something
furniture
about-
guy. Sounds like a guy in furniture, right? Craig Klein. Come on down.
I'm your buddy. Your buddy,
don't
Craig
know.
Klein.
I guess so.
You know,
but
he's got a
yeah,
good love seat.
What if
Yeah.
what
He's
if we
got
said his
the blowy man thing outside of his store.
Yes.
That's not
what
gonna
if we said his name is Hollywood Craig Klein?
Oh,
Does
yeah.
that do anything?
No, I'm just getting nothing. There's something
Hear ya.
What
He's a
if we
mystery.
strange about him.
What
is
if
it
we
that-
said
there is?
something like Symmetry Gates? What do you get from Symmetry Gates?
Sounds like a gated community.
It really is. He's
Okay,
very
got it.
guarded. I get what you're saying. The
Ah.
scarves are protection. I hear what you're
Right.
saying. And what is it about you and me that we both love magic and mystery and not know what the fuck someone's up to?
Your father's
Oh, I
abused
never
you.
knew that about you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Apparently,
Actually.
I'm friends with this fucking guy, Craig. You know what I mean? I love like a wisp in the wind. You know what I'm saying? Why?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
I don't
why.
know.
I don't know. Oh,
My
well.
father
Some
was
people
also
just
a
have that
magician.
personality.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and his favorite act was the disappearing act. That was great.
Hello. Hello.
It's been years. No,
Oh.
but he did teach me some cool card tricks. So next time we're in person, because if I do it over the Zoom, you
Yikes.
might think I'm cheating, but I'm not. I actually know some really cool tricks.
Thank you.
It's one of his better. Okay, can I ask a question for the psychic?
Sure.
Please.
Of
All
course.
right. In which place, anywhere in the world, any country, is my forever life partner?
Because obviously they're not close, she's saying.
Yes.
I
Where
heard
the fuck? On what planet are they at?
I-
and why are they
I
being so
heard-
Where are
dopey?
they?
Please be Hanoi.
I heard Australia. Actually.
I am.
I-
You're so right. I am so in love with somebody in Australia right now. Okay. Bye.
Okay, I didn't even know that, but okay.
She's out of
She
here.
left.
Right.
Wow.
Or she's going to bed because she's wearing the pajamas already.
No,
so.
no, you're right. I've always wanted to move to Australia. That's
Wow,
incredible.
Interesting.
All right, done.
Wow.
Or Iceland, but I don't speak.
Well, he gave you the answer, so I don't know why you're bringing up other countries. you know, go to Australia, then
She
together
has
you
an
guys-
option. She has options.
Yeah, if
you
you
know.
want to fuck around, you just told her the goddamn answer.
When
By
I
the
got
way,
a natal, I was gonna say when I got a natal chart reading, the person who I really adore her and she's very smart. She said she did my chart and she goes, "Yeah, your life partner isn't in America," and I'm like, "Nice."
What's a
Interesting.
natal chart? What's prenatal?
It's
Natal
basically
means-
yeah.
It's determined by the person's birth. There's actually a branch of astrology that determines where you are meant to live on the planet. It's called astrocartography.
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Robert, can I ask you a question in my head?
of course.
Uh-oh.
Your head.
You could. I don't think that I'll know it, but
Oh,
you
damn.
could certainly
Okay.
ask
Do you-
in
Is it
your
like-
head.
Do
Right.
any
Is
of you
it-
subscribe to one of these apps, the CoStar app?
I love
astrology app?
CoStar. Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
mine said? You know what mine? Me too. You know what mine says? It popped up like right before we went live on the show. It popped up. It said, "You are not required to like everyone." I'm like, this is great. What a great day. That's great.
You're
Yeah.
allowed 4 chances to
truth.
see if that's true. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Well, it's
Actually,
good
I
to
have a
see
question.
you.
Am I Robert Alvarez?
listening.
Am I going to get a new computer?
Okay.
Just
hold
bought the
on.
bed. Keep that in mind.
No. It just I just had to think for a moment. Like, okay, so the first question that popped into my mind was, is that a legitimate question? And my psychic guides did say, yes, that's a legitimate question.
Mhm.
And then I needed to like set aside my mental process and go into the intuitive process. So just FYI, that's sometimes how I roll.
Appreciate
So yes, I'm hearing 3 months, but it'll probably be closer to 2.
All right.
it. Okay. What kind of
Robert.
hard drive should he get? Is that a scam for like 10 more bucks? You get 100 more gigabytes. It's like, well, I'm going to pay that.
I'm
That's
smiling.
up to him, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
no, I'm just smiling because I have. Remember, my life partner used to be a professional computer tech, so I have
Right.
2 external drives. I have a computer, a desktop that has like a maxed out or almost maxed out extended hard drive. So
Nice.
you know, I have no problem.
Sending brother love a
paying more
computer
money.
in 2
Yeah.
months.
No.
Oh,
I was gonna say,
maxed
you know,
out one.
spending more money on like extra
right.
hard drives and external drives and shit. So
Here's the
that's
thought.
why I'm smiling. Yes.
Shahrum, you already got to ask Robert a bunch of questions. Heather, do you
Just
have
think-
a question?
Absolutely.
And Newsy, you're coming up too. Everybody gets a question, am I right?
Of course.
You
You
are
can
right.
think about it. Keith, you can go to some other bummer shit that you got going on in
Well,
front of you.
as they're thinking, Trump, of course, is allowed on the ballots now. I follow you on social media. I could, I see where your political leanings are. Separate from that, what are we thinking about this obvious Biden-Trump election that's going to come up in November?
I don't see former number 45 winning. I don't. And
Okay.
this, you're not the first person to bring this up.
course.
But intuitively, I don't see him winning. Actually, what I see,
But do you see him
Um,
losing?
I do see him losing, number
Okay.
one.
All right, let's be
I
clear,
do see
brother.
I do see him also going on about, well, this election was rigged too, and then it's
Sure.
like the whole mishmash all over again. And I'm like, you're on the verge of like being fined $50 bazillion and you want to do this, but they're not going to listen to me for obvious reasons.
Right. So, but it is there any inkling of a dark horse of somebody coming in? No pun on dark, but will a Michelle Obama
Oh, no.
pop in?
I had no. Michelle Obama does not want the job of presidency. She's made that more than abundantly clear
Okay.
on numerous occasions. She's declined. Oprah has declined. There
Yep.
are other people that have been like, yeah, no.
Beyonce.
Thanks for asking me, but Beyonce
Thank you, next.
is not going to do it. She has other things going on. Beyonce is not interested in being president of this country. She's interested in consulting with the president of the country. And I have no doubt that she would love to have a chat with Kamala Harris, but that's just
Right.
my
I bet she
personal
could just
opinion.
do that.
But there's not. It will be
She
Trump.
could.
Are you saying it will be Trump and Biden? Like there's nothing fun like Taylor Swift or The Rock?
Taylor Swift also does not want to be president. She has other.
Right.
I always forget what the plural of focus is. She has
Foci.
other things on which you. Thank you. She has other foci. I thought it was foci, but foci, yes. So
I'm
she's
thinking
not
It's
interested in
fakakta.
presidency.
I believe.
It's
It's not
fakakta.
fakakta.
Although The
That
Rock-
much I do know.
Although
I would
think
vote for The Rock.
I think-
Absolutely.
I think Hulkamania is coming back. It's going to
I
run wild.
Don't
I want
see
yes.
him. I mean, I could be wrong. There could be somebody else who decides to be like, you know what, I'm gonna run for president, but I just don't see.
I don't
it
like hearing my
happening.
psychic guides could be wrong. Newsy, what would you're having a big change in your life. You're debating about joining some kind of workers union, right? What is it? Carpenters union?
Yeah. I've really just been aimlessly floating throughout life, just being like, I'll just go where the wind takes me. And now I finally found something that I can work with my hands. I get to be creative. It is unfortunate that I have like crippling performance anxiety when it comes to these things. I'm like, did I do it right or not? But I'm just wondering if it makes sense for me to start as a 38-year-old apprentice at a brand new career endeavor. It's construction. There's not a lot of gay guys in construction. I happen to wear my everything on my sleeve, so I'm just like, is this even the right move for me?
When you say everything on your sleeve, do you mean literally like a rainbow flag hat like that?
Yeah, that too. All that shit.
Okay.
Actually, I get a good vibe about it. I don't think that your age is going to be an issue for most of the people with whom you're working with. I actually
Is he
get the
leading the
sense.
witness by wearing a plaid shirt on this platform today with sleeves and
You got a
all?
dress for the job you want, baby.
I'm laughing because I used to never wear plaid until my life partner, and I actually have several plaid shirts, which one of them is certainly not wearing one of them today. But it's just so when you mentioned the plaid shirt, I couldn't help but smile. But no, intuitively, I get a very good sense about this. I think that it will actually open up some new doors for you. But
For
I
them.
really feel
He loves straight
Oh.
guys.
well.
Thank you, brother love. We could laugh
I
at
can't.
it.
I can't. I
He
can't with that.
knows.
I
Robert's
really do
disgusted.
get the
Everybody
sense.
can't
I'm
laugh
not
at it. It's disgusting.
disgusted. I'm not disgusted.
While he's
I'm
breaking up
just-
families, you should be. Jesus.
I
it can't
actually-
be good.
This is not my psychic
hysterical.
read, but actually in New York City, I know a lot of people who are constructionists of sets, like movie sets and stuff like that. And a lot of them are queer. And it's being very creative, but also like pounding wood. Not, no pun
hello.
intended, but you know what I'm saying?
Fuck
Yes,
yeah.
fun. Yes,
I-
fun.
Yeah, he wants to union that. That's for sure.
Hello.
So I think it
Yeah.
will actually be something really fulfilling for you, Newsy. I think that
Aw.
your age is
Oh.
not going to be an issue. For others, I think for you it'll still be an issue, but not for anybody else.
And Newsy,
which
you
will
know all
work.
about the tongue and groove. You know about anyway, I think he's
Yeah,
okay.
ripping boards and
Yeah.
pounding nails and all
Hello.
that kind of stuff. Right. Is Keith gonna be satisfied when he learns what the title of the TV show The Bear means?
Is that a legitimate
That's a question.
It,
That is a
it is
question.
a legitimate question.
I
People
don't
are
think he
pretending.
will, but okay.
No, I won't. Right, because there'll never be one. That's why. All right. All right.
I also don't know. And now I'm wondering, God damn it. I
Doesn't
just-
matter.
It fake upsets me, Robert, that people act like they know the meaning, but it's never a good reason. Like, it's their Italian name shortened. I'm like, so now you make that a restaurant in the name of a TV show. Well, no, it's that the show started with a beer in a cage. I'm like, that's an answer. Then somebody else goes, I think it means sometimes you get the beer and sometimes the bear gets you. So no one knows, and that's okay. But don't act like you do.
Boy, does Newsy know how to poke the bear. though.
I found my new
Holy
co-host. Do you like being angry, Robert?
Hey.
Okay.
That's great.
Heather, do you have a
Shahrum-
question? Super no pressure. Super no pressure.
Yeah, no, sure. What do you see in the future for my creative endeavors?
That is such a vague question, and it's not.
Yeah,
your
that's
real
kind of
question.
bullshit. A little vague.
No, it is a real question. Legit.
Okay, I
I
do
really
not.
do want to know.
Okay. My process is intuitively, I know if that's somebody's real question. I get the sense that that's not your real question. I'm not
Exactly.
saying that you're lying. I'm saying that there's something else going on either in your mind or on your heart that's more important for you right now than that.
That's right. Now think about it, Heather.
You petty no.
It's always right there.
Yeah, he's
I
half
mean,
a
I had-
psychiatrist. Don't think too hard. Just think. What are you asking?
I'm not
Think.
a half a
My name's
psychiatrist.
Heather. What the fuck am I asking?
Like, what do you really want to know?
What do you really want to know?
I think you might be reading the energy off my partner.
No.
Because I am not
Blame
that
it on
deep.
the Shahrum. Yeah.
Or it's the
yeah.
leap year. I
All right, well,
If this was Wordle and you had to narrow down the question or be a little more specific, how would you do
rephrase.
that?
Right.
Maybe what
rephrase.
are your creative endeavors currently?
okay.
That works.
Okay. So I do art at
Okay.
Comic-Cons.
Cool.
Should I continue? Should I try and grow it? It's currently a side dig or a side gig.
I heard yes
I did.
and yes. So definitely
That's two
expand
yeses.
on your art offerings, number
Mhm.
one. And number two, I would say expand your I don't want to say your reach, but those are the words that are going to come out of my mouth. Your reach. So and it's interesting you mentioned Comic-Cons because
I heard that
there
too.
is something that happens every year that I actually have been going to since the very first one. It is called FlameCon. It is the
Nice.
premier LGBTQ Comic-Con. This is its 10th year. And it's something that you might want to consider. I don't know where you're
Okay.
located. I don't need to know where you're located, but it's something.
I don't want to
that-
know. This is plenty.
It rhymes with Florida.
Okay.
Right. Zoom, but don't zoom in.
You have my sympathy.
Thank you.
Robert, what about
I-
her corporate day job? Like, you know,
You leave my
should
corporate
she-
day job out of this.
So what
Well-
she's saying, Robert, is like that. Does she give up what's safe to do what she obviously has passion about?
Look at that
Well, first of
intuition.
all, one thing that
That you
I've
can
been
paraphrase?
taught,
Uh-huh.
one thing that I've been taught is that people have the right to feel protected. And if she feels protected keeping this corporate day job, then so be it. But at some point, like every other artist, you're going to be
Mhm.
like, I
Gotta
can't
go to
keep doing this
Vietnam.
anymore. Exactly. In your case, Hemda, yes. But at some point, you're going to be like, okay, I can't keep doing this anymore. And I don't get the sense that you're there yet. You're kind of very close to it. I could be wrong about that too. And by the way, Keith, I don't have a problem telling people that I have no attachment to being right, because I really
Sure.
don't. But I do
Please.
get the
I
sense
start
that
every
at some
conversation saying that. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. What's your problem? And then they
you
talk
don't
about
need
their marriage or job or whatever. I'm
you,
like, I
you
don't
don't
give a
need to say
shit.
that, Keith.
Yeah.
You don't need to say that. You really don't.
That's his
But
new
anyway,
show. I didn't need
yeah,
to say
exactly. Exactly. But I get the
.com.
sense that at some point, you're gonna be like, okay, I can't keep doing this job anymore. So, but I don't get the sense that you're there yet. I think you're closer than you were, let's say, 2 years ago, but
2 years. Yeah.
you're definitely not there yet.
Yep.
So at some point, you are going to need to go.
And just in case anybody thinks I'm making silly jokes, jumping in a little bit, Robert, remind them that you feel I have this spiritual aura as well, right?
I believe that at least 90% of every person on planet Earth has
Oh,
a
now it's
measurable degree of
everybody. All right,
psychic.
fuck off.
No, I said at least 90%. I would not say everybody. I don't talk in absolutes.
Keith and the
Okay.
everybody.
I
Keith and
felt
everybody.
right, Keith and everybody. I felt special last time we had this conversation.
Weren't you like a jade
shouldn't have
dragon
pushed
or
it.
something like that? Like
Yeah,
what
I was
happened?
yeah, I was a mystical
Oh,
dragon.
I forgot about that. Yeah, Keith came up with that.
Well, I had to put a name to it, but this was when you said I was magical. Now it's 90% of the world's
I
magical.
don't remember saying that, but I'll take your
Well,
word
I
for
do.
it.
You don't forget when you're told you're fucking brilliant spiritually.
You are correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, bless you. Shahrum and Heather, this is your fault, but thank you so much for putting this together. It's very nice to catch up with Robert, of course, Brother Love, the great Katharine Heller, our pal Newsy. Any final thoughts over there, Shahrum?
This has been amazing and it's been remarkable. Hemda, Keith, this magic that the two of you have created over nearly the past 2 decades.
Thank you.
It's been something else. And Heather, thank you so much for the opportunity to have us sitting here. This was my holiday Christmas gift to be here with you all. And I couldn't think of a better crew to spend the evening with. Keith, Hemda, you've been such a pivotal part of our lives for the past 2 decades. And picking Brolo, Katharine, Newsy, your voices bring like a sense of calm familiarity and family to me. Even though like I've only known, I've known Katharine for a bit longer, but there's something about this sense of normalcy despite all of the ups and downs that we all experience and we have experienced over the past 2 decades. That's why you're here on this show. Robert, your interactions with Keith, I love them so much. So I knew I couldn't get Father Malley. So Robert, I was like, if we can channel someone to challenge Keith, that's the best. But in all sincerity, thank you all so much, Keith, Hemda. I'm so excited to continue seeing this next journey that you're on and be a part of it with you. And Keith, the same goes to you. So thank you all.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you.
That's so nice.
Very nice.
It's like we all grew up together,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Feels like that.
Yeah.
And what you just said, Shahrum, I feel the same way about you and Heather. And
oh, me too. Shit. Fuck.
It's so nice to have met you during OMAD and just connecting with you. You all really helped me out during pandemic, especially. That was a tough time. And I just was so grateful that I know all of you, every single one of you.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's go through people's business. Brother Love, he's featured on my latest stand-up called Nice Try Tricksters. It's a very nice, beautiful song at the end of the world from when he performed as Brother Love as opposed to being in Them Vibes. And, it closes it very nicely. So that was very generous of you. Thank you. And tell other people what you're up to.
Thank you. Shoot, we have some Them Vibes gigs coming up this year. A few things here and there, but I've been recording my own podcast. It used to be called the Brother Love Hour, and because I'm so not original, it's going to be called the Brother Love Hour. And well, I actually asked Keith and him. I said, "You kind of own the name. I mean, I was on your network.
I think you can have it."
Thank you
It's
very
all
much.
you, babe.
I appreciate it. So I've been
Did
basically
babe just come out of my face.
You like that, right? It's coming back, right? Look at that. Let me tell you
Bang,
something. Mike.
bang.
Speaking of bang, bang, babe, babe. Hey, Heather, there was a time when you looked into that camera with those eyes. Let me tell you something. I'd be over your house in like 10 seconds. Okay. All right. Those days are over, though. We all know that. I'm just
Yep.
kidding. No, but anyway, so what I'm doing is this is so funny because my show is all about wholehearted living. No, I interview musicians and artists, creatives in the industry. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. And a lot of the lean in is towards mental health and well-being and authentic living and the process of what it's like to negotiate through our everyday living. And I really have had about 12 or 13 in the can. I'm very excited to share it with everybody, but I haven't launched it yet. But so it's coming soon.
If
Hell
I
yeah.
may, you sent us what I understand is the little
Little
sizzle.
reel. Yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit. It was so good.
Thank you.
The production is there. It's so thought out and well done. It sounds like such a good podcast that so goes with your personality that and you seem and based on the ad that I heard, you're pretty revealing right away.
He always was. If you listen to the old shows that he mentioned, it's in your VIP package right now, the Brother Love Hour. And just all these
See why
little
we
stories.
can't own it? We can't pronounce
We can't
it.
say it. Yeah, you gotta have the voice for that. But I remember Aerosmith, he sees them performing and just hearing behind the scenes that Steven Tyler has his own room and the rest of the band have their own room and just all the fucking dynamics. And then they're playing music to out music the other guy right before they go on stage to work as a team. I love all this behind the scenes stuff. And to talk about your personal life also, I think is great. We're very excited about it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And you know what, you guys, Shahrum and Heather, if you invite me to, we'll come out and do a show for a party or something. We'll invite us over. That's what I'm saying. Not Keith and Hemda. Invite me and my friends. Yeah. They're not going. Keith's never going to leave. You know that. We all know. But
ignore that I talked about your wife's fuckable eyes. But have me over soon, okay? And that'll be very exciting.
Well, thank you for doing this. We did. We all grew up together. We all came up together. The Keith and the Girls show means so much to me. It has always meant so much to so many of us. It is a refuge. It was a safe place. It still is a safe place. We get together. We know about each other. We care about each other. We hate each other. It was the gamut. But in all sincerity, you have brought together, and I know you both know this, and I know if I drag this out, you're going to really hate that I'm dragging it out. But
I'm running out of bandwidth.
You mean the world to so many of us, and there are a lot of people that have spent their many years with you, and thank you both very much. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He
Katharine,
was talking to Shahrum and Heather Keith.
Right. Katharine, tell people what's doing. Come on now. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. In 10 days, I go back into the New York Neo Futurist show, Friday, Saturdays for a 5-week run. We're doing free online live streaming. If you want to see me, maybe whip my tit out during a play, because I always do that. That's my thing. But if you're in New York City, it's our 20-year anniversary. We're doing a huge show at Joe's Pub.
Okay.
It's a 6:00 show on March 28th. And the host is Desiree Birch, a former New York Neo Futurist. And she is the voiceover for the show Too Hot to Handle.
Cool.
Oh, I know who that is.
You know Desiree Birch. She's an amazing comedian.
Persian, right?
Yeah, she's a British.
Tall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, British.
No, it's the one person I know because I met her in real life first at Bowery Poetry Club, I think, or something.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden I started seeing her on TV and I was like, hold on.
Yes, she's I don't know what if she's Persian. She's a Black woman. I know that, but I don't know if she's Persian.
Wrong, Desiree.
Sorry.
I got so excited that I knew someone. I'm looking.
No. You definitely know her, Desiree Birch. She's incredible.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
You do though. It's getting offensive the more you say you don't.
I looked it up. I really don't.
Oh no, you do though.
I'm sorry to awkwardly correct you. I just didn't want to get it wrong.
I don't know. You should correct me. I'm sitting here talking about a whole different.
And you're
person.
like, she's Persian. I was like, oh,
I don't mind being corrected.
Anyway, the point is, Joe's Pub. It's our 20th anniversary of the New York Neo Futurists, and it's going to be an amazing show. But also, if you're in New York City or want to watch online, I'm in it from March 5th, the weekend of the March 16th, 17th, for 5 weeks.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
nynf.org.
And then following that, you'll be visiting Australia, it sounds like.
Yes, and then I'll be immediately. I already packed my bags during a break. When Brother Love was talking, I was like, "Yeah, sure, yeah, we love you, Keith and Chemda. My bags are packed."
Newsy, tell me about your carpeting tour.
I'm coming to your house and painting the walls in whatever way that you want to interpret that. I started a new Instagram. It's Good Enough Signs. Because when I'm on most jobs and I'm working with somebody and I'm apprenticing for somebody, at some point they all say good enough, and like they don't say that in front of the client, but it is kind of what every professional says at some point. They're like good enough. So that's my little joke. And yeah, Good Enough Signs. That's
Newsy's art is fantastic. He did the Keith and the Girl coloring book, by the way.
Oh wow!
Just a little fun thing with all these beautiful things you can color. Some of them have sayings. This one says, sounds good. That's when I don't care about what somebody's saying. I go, yeah, sounds good. Hot soup. That's when things are, exciting and a shock, perhaps. One about the dad emails. It's
you dressed up as cat.
It's me dressed up as a cat. Acting like my ex-wife, acting like I'm my dad, getting my dad hard. So it's very exciting, this whole book. And you're a great artist. Don't be shy.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the Tarot Man. Come on, Robert Alvarez. You got to let people know if you're still doing psychic readings.
I still offer psychic readings. I still use card reading systems and runes and clairvoyant readings. And I still do the last few years, I have become involved with the Moon Serpent and Bone markets, which has made me so happy. So I am available for predominantly virtual readings and energy healing treatments. But if it's an ideal situation, meaning I can get to it without spending an exorbitant amount of money, I'm totally open to meeting with clients in person.
Is there a difference between aura over virtual or in person? Does one lose its magic, or what you're doing now?
I've actually, other than one is in person and one is virtual, I haven't noticed any difference.
Okay.
I prepare differently. There's a certain meditation that I'll do if it's an in-person reading or energy healing treatment that I'll do differently for a virtual
that's the stair, Keith. There you go. That's right. There it is.
I'm on the jury, or I'm kicked off.
Perfect,
I forget which one is which.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. And how do people reach you?
The Tarot Man at bluetiehome.com.
Now, we threw a lot at you today. Are you going to have to center yourself before you go on with your evening?
No.
Okay. All right. Okay. Great. Well, thank you very much for being part of this. We appreciate it.
It was my pleasure to be back.
Heather's art is available. I don't know if you would like to share it. I would love for people to see it. Sure. I know you have an Instagram.
Yeah.
No pressure.
No.
And then Robert could really judge if you should move on with your career.
So you can see it at. You just changed
Shop Rars. So Rar, like little shop of Rar, like RAWR. So Shop Rars. So little shop of Rars.
Yep.
Okay.
So little shop of Roars.
Yep.
So Rar is plural. Little shop. Okay. Little shop
exactly.
Of Roars.
But like RAWRS.
Yep. And if you go to shoprars.com, that's the online shop.
And if you go the ones that are
is that you?
Yeah,
that's her.
There we go. The ones that are easy to pronounce, I just bought them, so we'll see you guys there. Thank you so much again. Thank you everybody for joining us. We love you. We're going to talk to you again tomorrow, then the following day, and then we're all going to cry our balls off. Okay. Love you. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Stick around for a minute. We'll say goodbye properly, but I'm just going to close up. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Amham says, is this Chemda's last show? Amham. God damn it. Next. That's all I have to say. Mimi says, this love fest.
Mimi Cherry.
That's right.
Mimi Cherry. Wow. What's happening? Man. Been a long time.
Blaine wants to know where his life partner is.
Australia. Is Blaine my life partner?
No, Blaine has other other parts he wants to connect with, I think. I don't want to be too forward.
I don't know
but-
what you mean.
Hemda's not very fluid with her. I think it's anything fucking goes. I'm more nation.
Let's see. Oh God. You know what? No, this is private. This chat. I'm gonna leave it private because you guys are saying some weird shit.
Uh-oh.
She's going on a trip on her favorite rocket ship. Thank you, Avocado. Robert and Keith, what a combo. I'm dead. I was also deceased at a couple times during this show. That
Nice.
was
Good
very
job,
nice.
us. Thank you.
I died twice and came back to.
Well, he was my psychic guide for a second, this guy in chat.
Okay, wow, there's a lot of chat today. Thank you so much for participating, all those participating live. I think you have a bunch of buttons in front of you, and we should all just like get into our 4-year-old head and go, I want to press the button. I want to press the button. And then you press the button, and you're like, I did it. I pressed the button. I can reach it and everything. Thank you so much.